for our efforts. We happen to call the doyens of the pharmaceutical industry and the regulatory today. So that's why, contrary to the regular workshop pattern, we arranged a little bit interactive CEOs also, with the regulatory heads also, so that we wish to listen from them also, take their message forward before actually pursuing the workshop, day-long workshop. That's why we're all here. Once again, from Federation of Pharma Entrepreneurs, National, we all welcome you once again. And I wish, with the dignitaries, the chief guest and guests of honor have already come. We would like to start the program. And the first, I would like to welcome the guests on the dais. Our chief guest, Sri B.B. Kamalasan Reddy Garu, the Director General of Drug Control Authority, the Government of Telangana. He needs no introduction, with a great background in the police, as a Commissioner of Police and the District Head Magistrate. Several positions he held before. And now we all are aware what has been happening in the DCA Telangana during the past a year or so, ever since he took over. He has become a nightmare for all the spurious drug manufacturers and the people who fake the drugs. And he has really kept the flag high in the Telangana drug control. And we are very happy to have Dr. Kamalasan Reddy Garu along with us as a chief guest to give his message. I request Vijay from Covalent to welcome him onto the dais. Make him sit. I welcome our National FOPE President, Mr. Harish Jain, to felicitate the chief guest with a bouquet. Well, you all know the export promotion councils, how important the role of EPCs. But the Pharmaxil has carved out a very special role. Being a member on a couple of other councils, I know fully well how Pharmaxil is different from the export promotion councils. Here is a council which really handhold the industry for all their queries, export-related queries. Not just doing a trade among the 215 countries what we are doing, but definitely handhold them, showing a way to them where the gaps, it's not only regulatory and also the trade gaps, and definitely it is taking it forward. It is not surprising that the Minister of Commerce of Industry, Mr. Piyush Goyal, recently in one of his addresses told Pharmaxil is the most critical council the government of India is having. We are very fortunate to have Sri Rajabhanu Garu, who has taken over as a Director General of Pharmaxil among us, to be a guest of honor. Please come onto the dais, sir. I again request Harish to do the formalities. also request Dr. Ratnakar Paladu, who is the General Secretary of Federation of Asian Biotech Association, and also the member on the BERAC, recently appointed by the government, member on the board of BERAC also, Dr. Ratnakar. Well, my friends, not with much ado, we'll start the program. We'll try to keep as short as possible this program. We'd also like to felicitate the chairman of Covalent Group of Drugs, Mr. Narayan Reddy Garu. Just have our felicitations before we actually start. I know it's very difficult for you to come till you raise the occasion. My dear friends, what's the reason we are all here? What's the reason the people like Dr. Kamalasan Reddy IPS, our own Mr. Madhamohan Reddy Garu, and Rajbhanu Garu, and all the other dignitaries are there with us? Do you know what's the reason? It's a burning problem. We all know India, we talk about India is the pharmacy of the world. We export to 215 countries. Not so long ago, probably a couple of decades ago, we were even importing APIs or even the final drugs for the pain management drugs, very basic drugs. From that stage where we are today, highly complex drugs, the very chronic diseases, we are producing the drugs here and we are making the world happier. Not so surprisingly, many people call us names. Sometimes we produce very low quality drugs. But for all of them, here is the one answer. In every industry, there are few flaws. Similarly, there are always few bad sheep in the entire chart. On the same lines, we also have few flaws. But these only getting surfaced. When you talk about the 483s, the entire world, it's not the 483. 483 is just a formality. When people come for inspection, they make some observations and they ask us to correct those, the deficiencies or deviancies. And this is all over the world. Companies like Roche, companies like Novo Nordisk, companies like Novartis, Pfizer, Sanofi, every company has 483s. Never think that only Indian companies have 483s. This is common, but that is on the motivating side. Okay, but now, why the US is still buying from us? Here is a man sitting, making his drugs, the largest exporter to USA, Aurobindo Pharma. Why they are buying drugs from us? Okay? So we are actually producing the high quality drugs at a low affordable cost. That's the reason US is after us. Despite that, there is still a drug shortage in regulatory markets. That's why they are all with us. And they are making MOUs, arrangements and all. Recently, CEOs like Satish, Madhamohan Reddy, all these people have a great meeting with Dr. Robert Califf, and they have an MOU also. And the IPA is one of the board directors on the IPA. They had a meeting with the US regulatory and US pharmaceutical authorities. So, what it says, the healthcare burden on the USA is reduced by more than $400 billion just because the generic drugs availability. Out of that, more than 40% is from India only. In a nutshell, 1 pill out of 3 pills consumed in US market are only produced in India. And most of them are produced from our own Hyderabad. And needless to say, many of you know, the highest ANDAs. Today we spoke to, yesterday Dr. Satyanarayana Reddy Garu and Bharat Reddy Garu and Aurobindo. These two companies file largest number of ANDAs worldwide. It's not just in India. And also, the most number of FDA approved plants, they are in India and they are in Hyderabad. Around 40% of them are in Hyderabad. And needless to say, the Hyderabad is the largest cluster Other than the New Jersey and Hyderabad always compete with each other, which is the largest cluster. In fact, now we occupy the number one place. New Jersey is the second one. So we all have all these laurels behind us. But at the same time, after all, we are in a life-saving and life-sustaining industry. I often recall, yesterday I had a talk with Dr. Chava Satyanarayana Garu, Laras chairman, and Madan Mohan Reddy Garu. Both of them gave statements, I remember. Chakravarti, many people talk so many things, but we all must realize we are making drugs. We are making medicines to save the lives or to extend the lives, to cure the diseases. Imagine our own children, our own grandchildren also may take the same medicines because their father is the owner of the company. They blindly buy the drugs and they consume. So we all should consider like that. So this is, sir, we are really inspiration, people like CEOs like you. When you said, you mean it. And you never go for shortcuts. If at all some deviations are happening, there might be because of some human errors, which are unavoidable sometimes, but they're never willful errors. As long as we have CEOs like Dr. Y.K. Hybiz, Dr. Anju Reddy, Dr. Ramprasad Reddy Garu, and all these CEOs, their vision is only one thing. Make as much as possible to take care of the global healthcare from India. So that is what's happening. The future belongs to us. Don't worry, we don't have new molecules, we don't have new R&D and all. The future belongs to us. A lot of repurposing of drugs is happening. A lot of generic drugs, drugs are going off patent. India is only the answer, and the world is looking at us. Now, what is before us? To ascertain the same place what we earned all these years, the India pharmacy of the world, you have to strengthen, cement that base, and make people to believe and strongly not only use. See, the problem is, I asked a few Senate members' families, actually one Senate member is known to me, and in their family they are using Indian drugs. And they make harakuri, oh, this is all the low quality drugs, etc. But they are buying from us. But in the public they say, no, the countries like India, Indonesia, they all produce very low quality drugs, etc. It is not fact. Actually, they are all using our drugs. 95% of the prescription drugs in USA are generics. 95%. Only 5% remain that innovator drugs. So the US consumes 95% of the drugs from generics, and out of that, the 50% comes from only from us. So that is a fitting reply to all those criticisms. But nevertheless, we cared for all those false criticisms. But definitely, we invite the positive criticisms wherever problems are there. We do have problems. We have bad blood in our system also. People go for shortcuts. The supply chain, they completely break the supply chain. What is industrial grade and what is the pharmaceutical grade ingredients, people know. If the people do not know, they're not supposed to exist in this very industry. And at the same time, we all must learn in the coming days how to really keep up our reputation globally. So for that, we arranged this workshop from training program. The details will be given by our colleagues. And we have an excellent trainer, Mr. Beda. Soon that introduction will happen. So we are only looking forward eagerly. I don't take much of the time. And next, I would like to ask Dr. Ratnakar just to say 2 words from Faba. Maybe you can take a mic or come here also. Okay.
Good morning, Chakravarti Garu, and good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais. Very warm welcome for this very important and very significant program for the day. I represent Federation of Asian Biotech Associations, and the objective of this organization is on 2 fronts. First is identify critical gaps in the industry, try to fulfill with the right kind of course curriculum. Second is to bridge the academia and the industry gap which all of us in the room, on the stage agree with me that this is an important area where organizations should come forward and bridge that. And that's the objective of Faba. And we are very, very happy to interact and collaborate with FOPE and do many more programs on this front and play a role to bridge that gap. And of course, there are some brochures available on the drug discovery and other programs. Most of us are coming in from the industry, and our objective is to do the service back to the industry and then bring you industry ready. I think that's the objective of Federation of Asian Biotech. Once again, thank you so much. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Of course, because the time is limited, I'm not trying to introduce myself. I wear multiple hats, so I'll just limit myself to two important areas I work with. I work with the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India as a sectoral expert committee, predominantly to bring in the technology on the biomanufacturing. So as DBT, we are working in to bring in the bio AI hubs in the country. So I'm part of the expert committee. I'm sure most of you are already aware there is already a note coming in from DBT to bring in the technology into biomanufacturing, because that's what India is gearing up to be the forefront player as far as biotech is concerned in the world, as far as Make in India from Prime Minister Modi is concerned. The second one I wear the hat is from Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council as the sectoral expert member. That committee primarily looks at innovations across the country and try to develop with the sufficient grants so that the innovation comes into the marketplace. They are primarily falling in from the biotech, med devices, and endeavor is primarily to bring in the required financial assistance, regulatory assistance, technical assistance, so that these startups would actually come and bring in the right kind of innovation which is required for the industry. So we, on an average, every quarter we actually try to bring in at least 10 such innovations to the country. So I limit myself. Of course, the rest of the things we will interact over the tea. But thank you once again for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Dr. Ratnakar. We really need your guidance, being in multiple hands. We know on the National Biotechnology Forum also, you're a national member, conduct the CEO forums on the biotechnology is the future, even though it's aligned with pharmaceutical technology together from BIRAC and other institutes. Definitely, we need your help also, guidance in the coming days, not only from Faba. So now I welcome our National President, Mr. Harish Jain Manawat, Federation of Pharma Entrepreneurs, to say a few words on behalf of FOPE and its activities.
Good morning to you all. Very happy to see the esteemed dignitaries on the dais. Shri Kamalasan Reddy IPS, Director General, the Telangana Drugs Control. My good friend and my colleague at PharmExcel, Shri Raja Banu sir, Dr. Manmohan Reddy sir from Aurobindo, and our great, I think the whole, I think who is holding the main charge of FOPE at Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, or I would say whole of South India, and he has been so active, Shri Chakravarti, fondly called as AVPS to all of us, and my friend from Faba. Good morning to you all, and thank you for Chakravarti sir for inviting me. And first, when you told me a few days back, you have to come and address the gathering at such an important workshop, then I started my a bit of a understanding what is human error reduction. We all know we all make errors, but what is human error reduction? And this is where then when I started looking into depth of this particular topic, then I understand how important is this topic, and I've been working for almost a decade on the association activities. And why didn't I think of having this kind of a workshop earlier? Or not only me, the whole India, I think this is one of the first kind of a workshop on human error reduction, such an important topic. And most of the errors, most of the quality issues are coming from the human error reduction. Now, this in terms of modern work environment, such an important topic, and which can be from either you think wrong, or if you think well, your actions are wrong. So this is where your intentions may not be wrong, but then the way you think and with the way you act, I think this is where the whole genesis of human error crops up. And how do that can be a very small, but it can also be a very major error, and can lead to significant blunders. When you're looking at, if you're looking at this kind of errors, and if it cannot be reduced or cannot be mitigated, can be financial losses, reputational damages, even safety hazards. And when I recollect, I have seen across the world how many companies have to close down because of human errors. We always, whenever we talk about human errors, we always talk about doctors. How do they write the prescription? The kind of errors which happens in the surgeries. But then, if you really think deep into the subject, these are the kind of things which happens in our own pharmaceutical industry day-to-day life. I think this is where such an important topic, and I congratulate all of you who have all come over here, and that shows your commitment to understand the topic and understand and develop yourself. And if India has to become #1 in pharma in terms of both value and volume, these are the kind of topics which we need to dwell upon, understand, and how do we reduce the human errors. And human errors reduction can be reduced various ways, and many of them maybe we are looking at, we are not even aware of what are the human error. This is where this workshop is all about. We need to develop the skills and standardize the process, and more important, what is our psychology and mental issues? Are we satisfied with the company, or the company is satisfied with us? I think this is also one of the factors where the human errors happens. And one thing I think everywhere we fail to understand is appropriate communication. Are we communicating well with our superiors, or with our subordinates, or with our colleagues? I think this is another element of things. I think today's whole agenda is all about understanding all those issues regarding human errors. How do we reduce it? Again, congratulate you, and I'll be failing in my duty if I don't mention a bit about Federation of Pharma Entrepreneurs. Ours is more than a decade old. It's still a baby compared to the other national associations. We are national associations having branches all across the country with 450 plus members. We do work with, as any other association, we do work on policy advocacy. But apart from that, the last few years, we have also embarked upon knowledge sharing, industry academia interactions. We are also working on a lot of trainings. I think one of the most prime example is, or what we have embarked on a journey. It's a year-long journey where we'll be training all across the people across India on revised Schedule M. We had our first program on 14th of July. I don't know how many of you already attended. On 14th of July, online webinar we had. And we had across platforms on Zoom, YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, we had close to 3,000 people attending that program. It's it's going to be a year-long program. I invite all of you to kindly be part of that and understand the knowledge. We are going to go into kind of a hand-holding, in-depth knowledge of revised Schedule M. We also work on trainings, trade facilitations, and also, very important, members' grievances. For us, every single member, big or small, is equal. A smallest of the problem of the smallest of our member is also dear to her heart. Thank you very much, Chakravarti Garu, for inviting me, and thank you all the dignitaries for having come and graced the occasion. Thank you all.
Thank you, Harish ji. In fact, he is humble in saying so. We have around 450 direct members that include companies like Cipla, Sun Pharma, Hetero Drugs, Dr. Reddy's, and other big giants. But this was started with a very noble cause by the veterans like the Mankind chairman, Mr. Ramesh Juneja ji, and the late, the beloved DC Jain of Akum's Drugs, who incidentally they are manufacturing almost 13% of the manufacturing in India. Of course, not by their own private labels, but you all know most of you are getting manufactured at Akum's. So he is the largest CDMO, contract development manufacturer and contract manufacturer in India. And DC Jain and Mr. BK Gupta and also RC Jain and so many legends like that those days. They started in North India an association. They never thought it's an association, but eventually it has become one of the most influencing associations in the recent past, due regards to all our, because IPA are our members, IDMA are our members. But at the same time, FOPE has carved out a separate, a distinguished name in India under the chairmanship of our national chairman, Mr. Bodhraj Sikri, and he is our inspiration. We've been doing a lot of programs, as Harish ji is telling, and we have been representing to regulatory authority every alternate month, every month in fact, we are representing to DCGI, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Commerce, and also bridging a gap between the industry and all these authorities. I think FOPE has carved out its name. Not surprisingly, recently I think Pankaj Bhai told that FOPE is making a lot of voice or sound actually. That attracted the largest, one of the largest manufacturers, Zydus chairman. Pankaj Bhai also told about what is FOPE, the FOPE is really making. We say FOPE is hope, but yeah, and that humbly we say, we bridge the gap. Not with much ado, I request Dr. Jagdish Gandla, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Faba, who has a vast experience in 25 countries as a research scholar by himself, having worked in Germany. He is the man behind it, and he pushed me to this initiative, I must confess. I request him to introduce the very man of the day, Mr. Dr. Bedaduchi Chakraborty, who is our trainer today, who spends time with all of you all through the day. Just introduce briefly to him and felicitate him before we invite our chief guest and guests of honor to talk about it. Over to you, Jagdish.
Good morning, everybody. So you're all ready to remove error from your work? Yes. So firstly, congratulations to Chakravarti sir and all the FOPE team for pulling off this great event. I think strong leadership in non-profits, this is how it will be. I think we have a lot to learn from you, sir. And so I would like to introduce our speaker today, our trainer, Mr. Bedaduti Chakravarti. There are two Vartis here. Sir, please come. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So very humble human being. I think today it will be not only subject that you will learn, but also a human experience, because he'll make you laugh, he will make you think. I think he'll make you really understand that, you know, how to humbly remove error from your work. So from education, he's from Jadavpur University, BPharmacy. And then later he had a lot of experience in Wockhardt and later at Dr. Reddy's. I think around 25 years of experience he has on various verticals in the pharma industry. Later he started his own company called RxElla. So from RxElla he trains a lot of industry professionals on various topics like human error reduction. And his passion is also to teach students how to be industry ready. So that is his passion. So he really loves. And when you follow his work, you will understand that how much his energy is contagious and how he loves to help people. So today we are very, very happy to have you here, sir. And I'm sure they all will benefit. So one request from myself to everybody is that be interactive. So be really, really interactive and proactive today. Take a lot of notes. I know you're all experts in your field, but Beda sir will share his lot of experience. And with that experience, you can carry home a lot of message. So be really that proactive and active, and you will learn quite a lot. So thank you, sir. Yeah.
So before we invite our own beloved Madan Mohan Reddy Garu, guest of honor, and Rajbhanu Garu, and then chief guest, I would like to hear only two words from a couple of two, three doyens of our industry. First, I would like to ask the chairman of Covalent Drugs, one of the veterans in Hyderabad, Sri Narayan Reddy Garu, to just say two words and the workshop. Please come and.
Hello. Good morning to all of you. First of all, good morning to the dignitaries sitting in the dais. And the topic what he has chosen is very, very dynamic and very important nowadays. It's the most challenging and dynamic topic. He was talking about the human errors. Human errors mainly happening because of the attitude problems, attitude of the people who are working with us. Of course, I am mainly talking about the API point of view. Maybe same thing is applicable in the formations also. So first of all, the industry leaders or the leaders, department heads, who heads the quality control and quality assurance departments, they should change the approach of the people, attitude of the people who are working towards maintaining the quality. That is my strong belief. At the same time, if the technology and the artificial intelligence is working, it has to go hand in hand to make our products very important and very safe, as they are telling, even our own children and grandchildren may be taking it. Even otherwise also, our Indian name, Hyderabad name is at stake in the world. So we should always work and dedicate our lives to make a very quality medicines to the world. And I hope that you people, all the people who are here, all the senior people here, will take it very seriously and percolate the message to the people who are working with you to make quality drugs. Thank you, Chakravarti Garu, for giving this opportunity to talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the golden words. Next, I would like to call Mr. Anjan Das, our colleague from the industry, MSN Laboratories, who is looking after L&D and international marketing. Anjan, just a couple of words from you.
Yeah, thank you. Once again, good morning to all of you, and very warm welcome for this wonderful, important program, and my regards to all the dignitaries. Now, I am a psychologist, and I take care of this.
So he is not a guest. He has registered himself to be a learner here. Again, going back to the curve. So I really appreciate your initiative. That's the reason I was really impressed by you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very important because it is human error, as we are talking about it. It is the moment you are saying error, it is unintentional. If you are intentionally doing something, this is violation. So then human error can happen because of someone who is new, do not know the rules and regulations or knowledge, or it may happen because someone is knowing it, but misplacement of the attention, maybe we call it sleep or lapse. It is something which is sometimes is not within our control, but understanding the process, which is going to help us. When you understand the reason behind the error, I think my colleague, Mr. Chakravarti, is going to elaborate on that. It helps us to minimize. And one more point which has been highlighted here, communication. That communication is very important. And how do you collaborate? Remember, human error cannot be reduced only by an individual. How as a team we help each other and make it more humanistic design, that will play a vital role. This would be a very eye-opening session, and I personally take this session in MSN, in different countries also, and in our plants also. So I understand the importance, and that's the reason, sir, I also wanted to have an idea that what else is being practiced. And together when you share our thoughts, as it was been told here, more you share, more you can get a closer possibilities to reduce the error. Once again, It's a very great opportunity for learning. I wish all of you a happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Anjan. Now it's the turn of one of our young entrepreneur and son of our life member and very active Hindu Drugs, Dr. Rao Garu, Talasila Sai. I would like to hear from a fresh young blood. Just a few words.
Good morning, everybody. So in India, we do have, I'll give you a simple analogy here. We do have a lot of spiritual leaders and social reformers. However, there was a lot of emphasis in other countries which I've seen, be it Philip Crosby or Teguchi or Demang, or we're talking about some techniques of Pokayoke, Walter Stewart. Where all these, where do these all these people have worked? They come at different companies, different backgrounds. Some from manufacturing, some from R&D, some from statistical backgrounds. And we do have our own core statisticians, very well-renowned statisticians from India and from Hyderabad. And a road also is named under them. I don't know how many even remember him. C.R. Rao. Yeah. So to sum up, all those techniques have been keep on evolving. However, these techniques are adopted widely across the industries is something which we are seeing now. Hopefully, Mr. Chakravarti would make it easy for us to adopt. And although we know them, sometimes it's very difficult for us to how to take it mainstream into our daily operations, or at least make those adoptable. I wish you good luck. Thank you, sir.
Very much, Sai. I think we keep seeing you very critically or analytically reviewing the ongoing happenings in the pharmaceutical world. Keep it up. I'm really impressed by your enthusiasm, and I wish your company also, our FOPE company, a good luck in the future also, very much. And now, not with much ado, would like to hear from a man who really, an icon of manufacturing, even though he is the CEO of the company. Manufacturing world, when you say there are a lot of heads of manufacturing, but he is globally heading such a large company, manufacturing operations, despite being on the executive board as a whole-time director. And anywhere in the world, because they have plants not just in India, they have in China, they have in USA, they have in Europe, everywhere. So he is 24 hours attentive, unfortunately for him, because he has to keep up the timeline. Whatever is happening in real time, he has to address them. And he gives his opinion, and he gives his suggestion, and he gives his instruction then and there. I really admire you, sir, and you treat me like your brother always. And for this initiative, the very fact that you kept all your activities, audits, everything aside, such important operational activities and managerial activities, and decided to spend a couple of hours with us and to give your valuable message today. Dr. Madhamohan Reddy Garu, the whole-time director of the renowned Aurobindo Pharma, colleague of Dr. Ramprasad Reddy Garu together and Nichand Reddy Garu together. These three are Trimurtulu of Aurobindo who are spearheading, and we are making our flag fly, being the largest exporter of the formulations from India, of course from Hyderabad. Over to you, sir, Dr. Madhamohan Reddy Garu. Would like to listen from you.
Respected Sri Kamalasan Reddy Garu, Sri Rajaban Garu, Chakravarti Garu, Harish Garu, and Ratnakar Garu here, and respected industry friends, and respected industry professionals are here. It looks all youngsters are here. I think maybe middle management in the industry. You have bright future in the industry. For me, regulatory or non-regulatory or emerging or domestic, there is no difference at all. We are all manufacturing drug for the human being. That is what we have to keep it in mind. There is no much differentiation in terms of quality. So, always everyone feels It is a domestic market, we can manufacture. It is a regulatory market, we have to be more careful. It should not be there in our mind at all. Even from the academy, they have to teach them. Even industry, they have to teach them while they are joining in that industry. Even whoever is working in the industry, they should also think in this direction. This is what is that we have to give that type of importance to this. If it comes to this, especially pharmacy side, doctor's responsibility may be only 30-35%. 65% will be the responsibility of the people who manufacture quality drug. That is what is going to give a proper medication to the patient. If that is quality is not there, whoever the best doctor they give the medication, if quality of the medication is not good, what it happens? The patient will die. So my sincere suggestion to especially all professionals, you people have to be more responsible. You have to be accountable. When it comes, when your intentions are good, your feelings must be there. I have to do my job in a justified manner. I don't want to deviate any parameters, any process parameters, any type of techniques what is supposed to be followed. So today industry, like in the domestic and exports, especially this human errors is what it happens. This is the very important subject. What it happens once human error happens, that is what you have to think. Especially as we are there in the regulatory market, we can visualize human error will give, it may close the industry. Small human error, it may close the industry if we don't properly investigate. If we don't properly take an action not to reoccur. I think probably here some might be in the quality control, is it right? How many are there in the quality control here? Yeah, I think there are several quality control people are here. Majority in the industry, what they normally check, when there is a failure, when you do the testing, when there is a failure. In the investigation, normally you go by first activity is that human error is there in this particular analysis, we can eliminate. The reason is, these are all it happens. These are all our culture, it happens. It is not like that is our intentions, is our culture. Is not like that chemistry is too good. Your casual worker doesn't properly clean your bakers or glass vessels. What it happens, there is going to be a failure. This is a human error. If you want to prove this, I think you can visualize what type of work is going to involve in this hell of job. If it is been OS, from the OS, if you validate, there is an invalidate. If it is an invalidated OS, your justification tomorrow, it is going to be a big job for you to explain to the auditors. If you don't properly explain, there is going to be serious action from any regulatory agency. If it is an OS or OOTs, such a simple human error issues, it is going to be a serious problem in the industry. Even in the manufacturing, Today, even though we are enhancing our capabilities like Part 11 compliance on this manufacturing equipment, and then our processes are all being established and then properly validated. Even then, any human errors where there is a deviation, there is going to be a lot of justification. I think PNC is giving a lot of job has to be done. These are all you can avoid once you train people who are there at the shop floor. They should understand, and then they should be able to implement at the shop floor. I think all of you definitely might be having this experience in your industry where you are working, or even previous organizations, going to work in the future organizations as a professionals. Always, this is going to be a very important role to manufacture quality product. Today, quality is very, very concerned globally because we are all moving with humans' health. So better, I think, this is the platforms where you should be able to learn from the experienced people, and then you also practice it properly at your industry. And every industry is spending a lot of money on these training programs. Make sure that our India must be at least is great in this pharma field, because today any small failures, the media is so big today, it is known to everyone. Any failure, they talk about India. We should not have this type of concerns in future. This all happens only with good professionals. I think this is the platform. I think please try to enhance your knowledge. Please try to debate on this during these programs, as different people are from different industries are meeting together here. Exchange your ideas and then your experiences. There is no secret in this. Better make sure that let us strengthen our Indian pharmaceutical industry. So today we are very strong in this. We should not fail in this. So that tomorrow, what Chakravarti is telling, today Aurobindo is the #1 prescription drug in United States. How it has happened? All because of our hard work by the professionals, and then the way it is being taken into proper accountability of their job. This is where we achieved this. Tomorrow we should not lose this credibility from the global market. Once again, I request you all, when you are participating, sincerely, you please try to, don't feel like that I know everything. People, our human psychology is that. If you have 10 years experience or 15 years experience, I feel I know everything. I need not to learn something like that. I'm able to do the job. No, it is not like that. Every day there should be a learning process, especially in our pharmaceutical field. Every day there is some new expectations is coming from the regulators. I think you might be knowing, in the 10 years back, what was their expectation is only just you have to comply and then proper records and all these things. Today, everything is an audit trail. So you can't touch any equipment once you manufacture, once it is being done. Then if there is a failure, what is next? That is what you are doing an investigation and then preparing a report on this. These are all will need lot of expertise, lot of training. You should have a lot of interaction with the people, like professionals each other. These are all will come along with you. These are all your strength. I think all the best to all of you. Please make sure that you feel, let us all feel that India must be proud in that global market. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. As expected, actually, those are all golden words from the man who is very much hands-on, actually. Even today, he visits numerous plants under his belt personally and go to the shop floor. And I must say, he has a knack of third eye. When I say third eye, not to the human eye. On your very front, there is something happening. 99% of us may not be able to notice it. And it goes unnoticed, and the result is, I think, humongous in a negative way. And if you go to FDA, even it's in the public domain also, there are a lot of product recalls, like he said. Human errors, very small. Mislabeling, false labeling, false packing at the end of the day. Of course, the ingredients and all, there's major things. But there are a lot of things which are definitely avoidable. Only when the containers come back, only we'll get to know, Arre Baba, this has become just because the simple mistake by the operator. You don't even know. The QC check, in the final QC check. Despite the fact that we have so many robotic equipment, so many automatic visual inspections and controls on the system, still these things happen. I'm not exaggerating. Just go to the FDA website and go to the recalls, not only product recalls by India, other countries also. Some of them are laughable. Do you know how much detrimental they are? It's not only the product is coming back, the image of the company, image of the nation, and the future of the company at stake, just because of a small mistake on the shop floor or throughout the value chain. It's not just in production alone. It is in pure quality, it is in regulatory. Until such time it reaches to the patient, the mistakes can happen anywhere, which are very, very detrimental to the image of the company and the future of the company. So that way, I think these are very golden words, sir, Madan Mohan, sir. With your personal experience, you really spared your time and gave your valuable message. Once again, a big round of applause to Mr. Madan Mohan Reddy, sir. Thank you very much. And now, our own another guest of honor, Dr. Rajbhanu Garu, he feels he's a friend of ours. He says he's not doctor, but with the kind of work he has done, many private universities, sir, they will award you an honorary doctorate. Don't worry on that. He's having a yeah, of course. If you are ready, I can refer. In fact, there is a university in my family. Very soon it is going to happen. My son-in-law is having a university. So, jokes apart, Mr. Rajbhanu is a regulator. Off late, Kamalasan Reddy sir, like Rajiv Raghuvanshi, all these senior regulators, they say, it's not a regulator, it's actually facilitator come regulator together. While we control you not to do mistakes, we also facilitate you how you better in your process and how you improve your company's top line and bottom line, and then the nation's economy as well. So it's the regulator job is more of a facilitator. And now Dr. Rajbhanu, having worked as a deputy director, joint director in DCA in Andhra Pradesh, almost for 3.5 decades regulatory experience. And not only that, nationally, internationally, he has toured several countries and then participated and actively conducted several programs also, the interactive programs and conferences. Now he's recently appointed as the Director General of the very highly active councils in Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, the Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India, Government of India. And now he is purely a facilitator role, no more regulatory role. So he has to go to the regulators on behalf of our industry and then bridge a gap and then how to handhold them, not just in upkeeping their quality, but also improving their trade, etc., and handholding them for any assistances internationally. So we are very glad to have a down-to-earth gentleman like Rajbhanu in that hot seat. Thank you very much, sir, also for coming and gracing this occasion. We look forward to your few gracious words. Over to you.
Thank you, Chakravarti Garu, and the president of today's program, Chakravarti Garu, of what we fondly call him AVPS. I always call him as the hope of the FOPE also. Along with him is the national president of FOPE, Harish Jainji, and Ratnakarji, Dr. Ratnakarji of Faba. And in fact, Madan Mohan Reddy Garu, the whole-time directors of the big value chain, the industry of Aurobindo, he's an... Actually, that's what. You snatched my word also. Yes, sir is also the chairman of PharmExcel, past chairman of PharmExcel, also Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India. And our own veteran, Narayan Reddy Garu from Covalent. And today's, of course, from Hindu Sai and his son, Narayan Reddy's son and all. And today's, of course, the trainer, what you call Chakraborty, yeah, from the same community. I'm a pharmacist also, and from MSN, and all the from the industry and all. Thank you so much, sir, for calling me, being here. I'm sure that I don't know how I will be fitting into this bill. I think probably on 2 counts, probably Chakraborty sir must have thought of. On one, as he has rightly said, that I'll be as a facilitator role, how a PharmExcel and all will be doing its job in respect to bringing those things and all, and trying to promote the exports, especially the mandate is for us from the government of India is to see that the pharma exports in the global scenario. And in fact, ఏదో సినిమాలో చెప్పినట్టు నాకు ఇంకో పేరుందన్నట్టు భాషలాగా I think probably I have another role earlier, that is I'm from the regulatory background for 3 decades in the drug administration in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and I got deputed into this one. Yeah, I know. So that's what I think our chief guest, Sri Kamalasan Reddy Garu, who is a DG Telangana. And I think he has already got the name as if that I think with the kind of works he's already put on in a very short time, I think somebody has already able to try to tell him that if somebody is fly by night a company, I think he can catch by night him. So that kind of already got that kind of a fame for himself, and he is a really a tough person for those who have transgressed the laws and all. So all these things are keeping a bit apart, and when we are coming to the topic, main topic, I think probably I'll straight away come to that one, what we call is the human errors. I think the issue with Chakraborty Garu is that he will speak everything, so we are left with very little, actually. And that's a tough time for us, actually, when we come to the point when the guest of honor or chief guest and all. I'm sure that Kamalasan Reddy Garu will find much more tougher to talk on this topic when he comes to this one. So, but with our own experience, we would like to see that human errors, in a way, they are very, if they happen in the pharmaceutical industries, I think there will be very significant, and definitely there will be a very, apart from the financial losses, the credibility of the industry and all those things and all, I think you all know that it will definitely affect the public health. I think dispensing errors is a different thing. I think probably we are handling it at a different level and probably aiming and trying to see it at a different level. But as rightly said by Madan Mohan Reddy Garu, is that the issues with the doctors, the prescriptions or whatever it may be, and the errors at that level rather than at the manufacturing level. I think vis-a-vis, if you compare on these things and all, the error happening at this place is really catastrophic. And if that is not being mitigated, arrested or minimized, I think probably we have said that mistake is, I think there is a thin line between what we call mistake, error, blunder. I think there are many lines drawn in between these things and all. Probably I think our trainer will try to emphasize more on that and try to give you the exact things which is really how you look at it. Human attitude, what Narayan Reddy Garu has already said it. With his vast experience and all, he must have already mentioned that. I think how we really look at those things and all, whether we oversee it, we just take it lightly, or we just casually take it and then pass on and all those things, and finally it at some point in time, whether get it detected or not detected or just pass around, then it will have all its all its cascading effects on that. I think those are things which probably we would like to aim at probably in these sessions. What you will be each one of it, right from the from the raw materials to the finished, all those things, and the entire supply chain processing and everything, and all those errors and all. I think I'll try to dwell upon a couple of things which has really affected the industry in a very big way. I think we all know, I think when I joined in 93 and all, I think we heard about the COMSAT-M, I think the boring and all, where there was a mix-up with respect to the drug of what you call anti-diabetic drug with trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole. There could be a sabotage, yes, there could be a sabotage, and if you don't detect it, there is an error. Not only an error, it's a blunder and also a sabotage. So those are a bigger one. There are very bigger one, critical one, where I think which has not been detected are left without any proper detection. And I think probably you know that the evolution of with respect to the GMPs and all the stringent GMP conditions coming up from then onwards and all. Even now we are at the industry 4.0 and still we are talking of these issues, because when the humans are involved, there are bound to come these kind of an issues, in fact. So in that sense, I think we have seen that kind of a things. It made the industry close, especially the COMSAT-M issue. I think Harish ji can maybe at a later time when he is interacting with them, he can explain much better on that. So those are the things, kind of a things which we have seen, and there are many other things in spite of a training to the person who is involved on the shop floor. Like Madan Muradi has already said that in the API industry we have seen a lot of accidents where the safety issues are there, where they just maybe very casually they may take, in spite of so much of training and all, handling a reactors, they maybe look at the temperatures, reactors, timing and all those things. And the first, what you call the first warning which they could miss it, or rather than fail to report to the next level. Maybe these are the things which I think probably we also try to, as a management, I think some of you must be there in the management also there. We have to really encourage that these are the things which has to bring to their notice without any fear, without any inhibitions, without any these things and all. Then only you can take a proper kappa. Then only you can take a proper corrections. Then only you can reduce those kind of issues with the safety of the life with respect to the persons who are working at the shop floor, and then also ensure that the product which is going out of your from your gate is actually safe and effective, rather than trying to. I think you can understand that a lot of recalls, that these and all will happen at a later point in time. It is because at some point in time when you come back and see those root cause analysis and all, you will find that there was an element of human error in that. I think, and that is one. And there is always, we find as a regulator could see, is that a contemporaneous recording, what we call in GMP and other things and all. There is something has happened and you are supposed to record it. And if you don't record at that point in time what has happened with respect to temperatures, humidity, or even whatever the times and all, it may be many things in formulations or otherwise in APIs also, that what you call when it has actually happened and all those things. But what is our human tendency is that we try to record it at a later time, and probably we miss the cognition of whatever which we have already observed or noted at that point in time, and we try to, as a human, we try to do something, maybe back calculations, that this and all, and try to fix that issues and all. And that will really cause an issue. I think that kind of things can be avoided in your training aspects and all those things. There should be a clear-cut SOPs and all for them. And also try to see that it is encouraged for them to bring to their notice, to the higher-ups and all, that there are chances of, it's not that somebody has already said that human errors and all happen and you can't avoid it also, but it doesn't mean that you should just leave it like that and forget about and just mask it or brush under the carpet. No. I think these are the culture which we have to develop in the industry very, I think very meticulously and very, I think these are very important for us. And why I'm here again trying to talk is because we try to, in fact, we piggy ride on the success of the industries, because we try to tell that the world that India is the pharmacy of the world. We try to export to the almost like 200 destinations. Now we are now at around $60 billion of a sector, and half of that, almost like $28 billion, is going to the more of the regulated market like US, Europe, and other things and all. And probably we are very ambitiously looking at a 130 billion US dollars by the end of 2030, and maybe by 2047 much more, about 400. So there are many things into it. So as in the sector, in this Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India under the Government of India in the Ministry of Commerce, we look forward for you to see that this industry grows into at that level. And definitely while it is growing in the transitions of many of these things and all, naturally, this is a very important component which you have to really bear it in mind, both by the management and as well as all those under the what you call the hierarchy from there onwards to that almost to the level, so that you can understand the importance of that one. A person who is on right from at the shop floor level even to the next level also. And we have seen many mistakes which coming from weighing of a particular, whatever that raw materials, excipients and all those things which goes into that particular formulations. There are many mistakes, and they cook it up. They try to cook it up, and that makes you a bigger issues at a later point in time, and it is very tough to really identify those things and all. I think we all seeing that there are a lot of automation is coming, lot of other Internet of Things are coming where you can detect it much before, because prediction is very important for us, and we don't want surprises at a later date. So these are very important things which are coming into place. I think we talk many things about AI, ML, combinations of doing all these things and all. But bringing those things really by MSME is really, again, is coming. It has to come in a long way, actually. I think though the big industries and all could able to do it in a better way, and maybe already in place and all, they could able to and make some success out of that. But I think for MSME kind of industries and all, it takes some more time for them. But till that time, I think probably you have to invest in your human capital. You have to invest in the skill of those humans and all, and you can't get away with that one. In that, the culture with respect to the humans who are doing it, and the training part, the SOP part, and all those things are very important. And we have seen many issues with respect to line clearances. We have many examples I can give within my regulatory background. With almost like in 3 decades, we have seen a lot of issues coming with respect to the line clearances. I think there is a product waiting. There is product has already manufactured. There is something which has been left out, or whatever it may be with respect to packing, with respect to I have seen it in the injectables actually, where the aluminum caps, the rubber bungs, and it may be tear down kind of a seals and all. There is a next product which is coming. It could be a liquid, which could be a powder injection and all those things. And this comes for the line. And those things which are already left, I think if the training is not well enough to see that everything has been wiped out of that particular thing, these things will pour into your hopper for your the capping and all those things, and that has come actually into the market also. A particular injection, inside there is something and the label has something in it. So these are the things which we have seen. I think you can see what kind of an effect it can really show you. And there is a product which has already labeled, but the blister, again the packing, there is another line which is there for blister packing that has not been cleared, and it has gone to that one. And there is another blister packing of another product has been come on this. The product is fine. Inside it is of course properly labeled, but the blister pack on the label it is again has labeled. So it has also come into the market. So I think we can give a number of examples. These are all errors. What we call is that maybe there are, of course, very granular level. You can also look at those things and all, how it is really going. I think I can keep giving many examples and all. I think probably our trainer will go it. I think whole of the day you are here, I think they will get benefited, all of our members who have, FOPE members who have really come here to get the rich experience you have with the industry, academia and other things and all, which by that I think it will really help them. And I think probably as a a small, from our side as a policy, with government policy and all, how the small scale industry can get benefited with respect to the scheme from the government of India with respect to the upgradation of the technology, because the new Schedule M is already in place, and for the big industries, I think is all that time has started from 1st July, and maybe for the other industry, it will be from Jan 2025. So I think as an industry, you can take with this kind of initiatives of the government of India with respect to upgradation of the upgradation of their this one's financial support from the government of India under the PTUAS. We call it as for the pharmaceutical technology upgradation assistance scheme and all. So this will help in terms of more of automation, using of IoTs and other systems and all, so that I think you can reduce the human intervention errors as far as possible, and really maybe benefited with that kind of schemes and all. I think thanks for giving me such an opportunity for and being with. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Harishji, and Nalji. Namaskar.
So my friend Rajaban has always have a habit of saying, I don't have any words to share, but given a chance, I think he would have taken our morning session. But today, full workshop. Yeah, he's capable. Being a regulator, having visited so many of our companies and saw so many flaws, or willful flaws or unwillful flaws, I think he's an encyclopedia on that regulatory aspect. I think we'll definitely have a session, half-a-day session with him. I'll request him on all your behalf. But I must thank him very formally once again. Rajiv, stay back. Once again, and thank you very much for your kind message. Before inviting our chief guest, there is a small break. I have Dr. Madhusudan Reddy Edamakanti and Rajiv. I request Rajiv, because I did not notice you. It's my apologies. He's one of our very active member, Leo Star from Karkapalli Industrial Estate. I think they are very, very active industrialists, sir. You have to have an eye on them also, positively, not on negatively. And Rajiv, once you come and share, just 2 minutes, come. 60 seconds, not even 2 minutes.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, dignitaries who are sitting on the dais. Thanks for giving an opportunity to speak for 1 or 2 minutes. So as all our respected dignitaries said, pharma industries is different from other industries. Pharma industries is not making medicine. It's giving a hope to the life. So for that, we have to make very good medicines, quality medicines in India. As Chakravarti sir said, most of the countries are getting imported from India. I have visited almost 10 to 12 countries, and I have seen all medicines sold in abroad, like US, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia and all. So 30 to 40% of the medicines are manufactured in India. Out of that, most of the medicines are manufactured in Hyderabad. So all entrepreneurs, I request to maintain good quality and to avoid human error. Today we have a very good session. We have to interact in this, and we have to learn more things, and we have to make very good medicines from India and export to all other countries. Thanks for giving time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Challa Rajiv Reddy. The binding force of Karkabatla, I can say. You have how many industries? 40 industries there? Yeah. But along with him, I invite Dr. Madhusudan Reddy, a dear friend, who is the chairman of Bell Pharmaceuticals and also the Cyro, and also the founder of many colleges, dental colleges and whatnot, a lot of institutes. He himself is an institution, very simply he looks there, not here. And why we call him here? Because none of us know Forbes. He is in Forbes now, actually. He's recently listed in Forbes. Would like to felicitate him on behalf of FOPE, Dr. Madhusudan, be in the center. Sorry, sir, Chief Guest, sir, brief interruption. You can tell something about that just in 1 minute, and then we'll felicitate you.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasant surprise to me, actually. So I'm basically, should say, very much recent entrant into this pharma business. So I don't know how I've been listed into FOPE, but my previous history of working with the educational institutions, and I have a lot of social service activities. I work with Red Cross. I head the Red Cross district Red Cross East Godavari, and I am on the board of Andhra Pradesh Red Cross. I work as a state management committee member. So my educational institutions business, like I say, is a second generation business. It's my family business, and after a lot of thorough thought, I have entered into this pharmaceutical industry, business of pharmaceutical industry, exactly maybe 3 years back, with the help of one of my students. It's a quite interesting thing that I joined as a partner to my own student who has studied M.Pharm with me, Dr. Someshwar. He's also here today. So all this hard work, maybe the consciousness towards the society might have brought me onto the FOPE. I'm really happy.
Anyhow, we are very proud of you, Dr. Madhusudan.
Thank you so much,
I didn't tell you that you come. We'll invite you also. Because we are proud that you are entered in the FOPE list, our own MSME industrialist and educationalist among us. I request the chief guest himself and the guest of honor, Madhamohan Reddy sir and Rajbhanu sir, to come before that to felicitate him on our FOPE behalf. Sir, now the most awaited the phase of this the morning session. The last, regularly I'm disturbing him. Sorry, I think Sabhamukanga మీకు క్షమాపణలు ఎవ్రీడే నేను మెసేజ్ పెడతా ఉంటాను. బట్ సార్ మాత్రం చాలా ఇన్స్పైరింగ్గా అన్ని ఆయన షేర్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. బట్ అగైన్ ఐ డిస్టర్బ్ హిమ్ వెరీ ఫ్రీక్వెంట్లీ టు నో మోర్ ఫ్రమ్ హిమ్ వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ అరౌండ్ ఆన్ ద రెగ్యులేటరీ ఎట్సెట్రా. But let me tell you, he is so busy. Actually, he is handling 2 posts, being such a senior officer. Now he is Director General of Drug Control Authority of Government of Telangana. He is holding multiple posts. And it is unfair on my part to the young generation and the managers and heads of quality and heads of operation. Came from around 18 to 20 or more industries. Today, around 15 number. We expected only 30. Because this is a workshop, we expect 30. It exceeded our expectations. Not without any much promotion. 50 people have come and we had to stop the registration. In fact, we stopped the registration yesterday. So my promise is that we will try to conduct more and more such workshops in the future. Sri Kamalasan Reddy IPS was born in a village in an agriculture family in Medak district in Telangana. Ascended to many positions, as I was telling you, just with his sheer determination and hard work. Worked as police officer in government of Andhra Pradesh Undivided and Telangana in various positions, various ranks. He gained experience in handling crisis situations. That is more important. We talk about how the police is referred to a regulator, how he makes a difference. We have seen in the last few months, he has become like a Telugulo cheptar సింహం స్వప్నం అంటారు కదా, పరిగెట్టాలి ఒక్కొక్కడు. ఎవరు ఈ కమలాసన్ రెడ్డి గారు అంటే ఎవరు బాబు? అరే ఓ కౌన్ है यार, आपका province मतलब state. बहुत लोग पूछते हैं मेरे को बड्डी से, हिमाचल से, because the roots also he's taking away the roots which is there. The fake spurious drugs are manufacturers everywhere. I think needless to say, it's much beyond our expectations. He gained experience in handling crisis situation, crime investigation, prevention and detection of the crime, handling left-wing extension, the terror cases investigation, and VIP security, of course. He regularly emphasizes on all pharma manufacturers, as we all say. Today also it is a testimony. He has given his valuable time for us. That itself is a big testimony. To focus on the quality and ensure total compliance of the Drug Control Act and also rules. He always behind it. While ensuring all the support to the industry and committed to do his bit to upkeep the brand Telangana, the Hyderabad. We talk about India, pharmacy of the world, but Hyderabad cluster is pharmacy of India, pharmacy of the world. To upkeep that image and also committed to upkeep the Hyderabad's image, in particular, the position of the pharmaceutical hub of India, the Hyderabad. Mr. Reddy has been putting great efforts in curbing spurious drugs and quashing such manufacturers, as I already told. But it is not out of context if I share a small thing, what I learned from him personally, because from everybody there is a learning actually. Because of I'm so fortunate to have to access to the doyens like Ramprasad Reddy Garu, our own Madan Mohan Reddy Garu, all these doyens. There is something to learn. Similarly from Kamalasan Reddy Garu, last time I learned, there is a broken window theory. If you do not know, many of the quality people might be knowing. If you do not know, you Google it, you will know. The one broken window, if it is not addressed, lead to multiple such incidents. Normally, there may be, if you have something, some water lying on the floor, ठीक है वो बाद में सूख जाएगी करके हम छोड़ के देते, and somebody slips and break his leg. So even one such incident will cause so many things. That is the broken window theory. Never neglect considering it is just one incident. एक बार हुआ ठीक है ना, बाद में नहीं होगा. So that leads to why I am referring to human error reduction. I learned a major thing from him, Dr. Kamalasan Reddy Garu. I wanted to share that. 80%, 20% theory. Have you heard about it? 80% crimes happen in only 20% geographical area. Similarly, the 80% of the flaws happen in only focused some areas. Okay? So that theory also he has taught me. Also by specific 20% criminals, he has applied to his own police that 80%, 20% theory. It is mind-boggling. Normally, we think this is only applied to industry, academia, etc., all this. But in his police duty, he has applied that 80%, 20% theory, and he really, by specific 20 criminals, by investigating those specific 20 criminals, he really subdued complete the crime in those areas. Example, drunken drive violations, the focus addressing and connecting those 20% specifically. I think he has successfully achieved a lot of results in that area. So kudos to you, sir. There are lot we all have to learn from you. Definitely. Even he said, human error workshop mein hum kya baat karenge? Now you tell me, is he the right person for the chief guest today or not? So you all justify. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing this occasion once again. We all are eagerly looking forward to listen from you. Over to the dais.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Chakravarti spoke a lot of good words about me. Thank you, Chakravarti garu. I may not deserve all the appreciation you told about me. Friends, it's a very good initiative by FOPE Federation of Pharma Entrepreneurs. And my heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Chakravarti for taking up the initiative and organizing this event. And respected dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Chakravarti Garu, Mr. Rajaban Garu, Mr. Madan Mohan Reddy Garu, Harish Jain Garu, Dr. Ratnakar Garu, and all the respected professionals from pharma industry. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. Rajaban Garu మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడడానికి ఏం స్కోప్ ఉండదు, బట్ ఐ విల్ ట్రై టు సే ఫ్యూ థింగ్స్. To start with, I'll quote one example. Very frequently we come across such instances. We read in newspapers and social media also. Doctor, while operating a patient, negligently leaves scissors or bandage in the abdomen of the patient's stomach after performing the surgery. This is one instance which we very frequently come across through media. And how do you feel when we come across such instances? Will form an impression, general impression about the negligent attitude by the entire medical professionals. One such instance. We quite often generalize, and the medical professionals are thoroughly negligent. Some of you might have seen one video which became viral yesterday. It's about traffic policemen. Chakravarti Garu is very active on social media. At least you might have seen it. And some of you might have seen it. One traffic constable, traffic ASI, is not constable, he was seen abusing a lorry driver in a very filthy language. It became viral. General public, they will form an impression that entire police department is like this. They abuse everybody, they ill-treat everybody. And people tend to generalize certain instances. Why I quoted these two examples, correlation with the pharma industry. We have seen such instances in the recent past pertaining to pharma products quality. We have seen in Gambia. What happened in Gambia, all of us are aware. And several such instances of failure of pharma products, and quite often leading to the fatalities that cast a doubt or shadow on the quality of the pharma products. Instances may be very few and very far between, but they affect the reputation of the pharma industry, and all of you are aware how this competitive world is a competitive world, and the pharma industry in India are facing 2-3 challenges, major challenges. Number one is about quality. Number two, global competition. Number three, spurious drugs. We have to address all these challenges, and we are aware the potential of pharma industry. And, Mr. Rajabanu, just now he spoke. Our objective is to reach 130 billions by 2030. and maybe 200, 250 billion dollars by 2040. A lot of potential is there. But unless we compete with the world as a whole and improve the standards, improve the quality of our products, this we may not achieve. This workshop is about avoiding human errors in pharma production. And human errors may be 2-3 types. Mostly unintentional. Number 2, negligent. It causes out of negligence. It may not be unintentional, but negligent. But sometimes it may be intentional also. That is called sabotage. But very few such instances occurs in the pharma industry. And to avoid these human errors, what measures we have to adopt? That's what this workshop aims for. We have to continuously train our workforce, improve their skills. We have to educate them and fill the gaps. And all these things shall simultaneously go on. And apart from all these things, we have to motivate our workforce, motivate our employees. Unless the employee is happy, unless the employee is satisfied, he may not put his 100% best for the company. And I can quote recent one example. I'm also holding additional charge of excise enforcement. Recently in one distillery, they manufactured about 100 cases of liquor without the consent, without permission, and without taking approval from the management. And that was detected by our enforcement teams. And the action was taken against the management. That, like in our pharma industry, stringent action we take quite often is SPO, stop production order. We have taken similar action with that distillery also. But subsequently we came to know during the inquiry that management, they have not paid the salaries for 2 months. And one employee in collusion with the line in charge, both of them took part in that operation. They manufactured 100 cases of liquor without permission, and that is called NDPL, non-duty paid liquor. And it will be taken very, very seriously by the excise department. These things may also happen, can happen. And when we talk about the production, people have a faith in the overall system. When a patient or patient's attendant goes to a medical shop, he expects that the medicines purchased there can cure the ailment of the patient or patient's attendant. But if the medicines prescribed by the doctor and purchased and used by the patient doesn't cure, he will lose the confidence. He will lose the trust. He may not lose the trust on the pharma company, but he loses trust on the medical professional or doctor who prescribed that medicine. And similarly, if Mr. Kamalasan Reddy Garu quoted one thing, standards shall be applicable for both domestic consumers and for exports also. And we may, some of you might have come across such instances when we go to a shop and when we keep inquiring about the quality of a product, which is displayed there, the shopkeeper tells us, sir, this is export quality. That export quality will be good, but the quality, but the products which are for domestic population is not that standard. That is the general impression, general perception of the public. And it is true sometimes also. The countries which import our medicines, they impose stringent regulatory conditions. Their inspectors, their officers comes all the way from those countries, conducts elaborate and thorough inspections, and give observations, and those observations have to be notified to SEBI if the company is a listed, publicly listed company. That is the reason our exporters, our companies which export medicines to other countries, they take a lot of care and precautions. But when it comes to our own population, that quality is being neglected. Not by everybody, but at least by some of the companies. That has to be avoided. And as a regulator, people have faith in us. People have faith in the system. Likewise, when it comes to police department, people have the faith that every policeman works and the police department works for them. They take care of the safety and security of the people. They need not worry about their safety. They need not worry about their property. They lock their houses, it will be taken care. This type of confidence and faith will be there in the system. But if the department fails, or if the officer responsible for that particular area fails in their duty, the trust erodes. Similarly, when it comes to drugs control administration, as a regulator, it is our responsibility to ensure availability of quality, standard, and efficacious drugs to the population, to the public. If we fail in our responsibility, people will lose the confidence in us, the trust will be eroded, and will not be doing justice to our job. And all of you are aware, pharma industries, running a pharma company is not like running a real estate company or running some hotel or running any other business. It involves the safety of the public. If a doctor is negligent, as Mr. Madan Mohan Reddy sir pointed out, 35 to 40% responsibility lies on doctor and 65% responsibility lies on pharma company. If a doctor is negligent, it may affect 1 or 2 patients or 10-15 patients at the most. But if a pharma company is negligent, it affects scores of people. You are all aware the incidents which took place in Gambia and other countries. Those are testimony to the instances which occurred in pharma companies, pharma industry, pharma sector. And we, over a period of time, some of the fraudsters who operate in the industry, who operate in India and abroad, particularly in India, they have developed expertise to that extent. They can make counterfeit drugs of any reputed company without raising any scope of any doubt or any suspicion. Even company experts also can't identify sometimes. And in the recent past, we have busted several such rackets operating outside the state and operating in Telangana also. You may be surprised to know one nivolumab is the end of the life cancer drug manufactured by Bristol Myers. Spurious drug was manufactured in India, nivolumab. And you can name any number of reputed companies like Aristo, Dr. Reddy's, Cipla, Abbott. Several such companies, fast-turning drugs are being manufactured, and all those drugs are spurious drugs, 100% no drug. Now, some time back, I worked in Hyderabad City Police. I was heading a task force for quite some time. During that time, you could bust several gangs which operate, which prepares, fabricates, counterfeit or fake educational certificates. Fake educational certificates, so you will be surprised to know Stanford University education certificate was also manufactured, prepared. The same emblem, embalming and everything.
Maybe hologram,
everything. We have that much expertise. That is a major challenge for the pharma industry. If a counterfeit or spurious drug manufactured in your name, in the name of the company, is in circulation, that affects the reputation of that particular company. That is the reason in several instances, reputed companies are not coming forward to lodge a complaint also. If they lodge a complaint, their reputation gets affected. But that is not the solution. It has to be reported to the police, reported to the department. We are here to take care of that. We are working in coordination with other departments. The recent bust which we carried out in Uttarakhand, our teams in association with intelligence, task force and local police went there, stayed there for a couple of days, stayed there for 1 week. We have identified that manufacturing unit. And while they were manufacturing spurious drugs pertaining to a reputed company, they were caught red-handedly and they were brought from all the way Uttarakhand to Hyderabad. And this one instance I am quoting because we'll go to any extent to bust such rackets. We will not allow any such activity in Telangana. In fact, if we have information outside state, we'll operate in other states also. That is the assurance I would like to give to all of you. And it is the responsibility of it is not only the responsibility of the department, it is the collective responsibility. Whenever you have any such information, kindly share with us. We'll keep that confidential. We'll not expose your name and your company also. It is the collective responsibility and it is the responsibility of both of us, industry and regulator, to eradicate such elements and to curb such activity in the country. And finally, I would like to convey my heartfelt congratulations to the organizers, Mr. Chakravarti Garu and the entire team for organizing this event and giving me the opportunity to interact with all of you. I am neither a domain expert subject matter expert, nor a technical person. But I learned a lot from all the speakers. And, my heartfelt congratulations to all of you and all the best to all of you. Thank you.
Dear friends, what can I say? While he says, I'm not a domain expert, he shares his wisdom and he has already shown what he is during the past few months. People reading the newspapers, people following the pharmaceutical updates, you know what he has been doing, tremendous contribution to the pharma industry by not just eradicating the spurious drugs, not just finding out those bad blood in our system, but definitely handholding the people who are positively going forward. As he rightly said, it is the collective responsibility. I think industry, if some neighborhood is faltering on such things, I think if we keep quiet, I think we are as good doing a crime by ourselves. I think we need to really take this cue from our chief guest, Kamalasan Reddy Garu. Such illustrious examples he gave while he says that he is not from the field. As I already told in my introduction to him, we learnt a lot from him. We are going to learn a lot more from him. But definitely he will be elevated to much more bigger position soon, but he will never forget the pharmaceutical industry, I am very sure. And once again, on my personal behalf, on FOPE behalf, and also on behalf of everybody, I convey my sincere gratitude, sir, for your spending a valuable time here and giving the great message to all the delegates. In fact, I must say this is the icing on the cake. Even though our trainer Beda is eagerly waiting to really attack, but he is such a great trainer, I must say. Soon after this, we'll have a coffee break, and then we'll have an icebreaker. In fact, I request Beda, Dr. Chakrabarti Beda, to have an icebreaker during interaction. We break for a coffee now with all of you. I think Beda will break the ice, and together he will interact with you before he actually starts a session, maybe an hour or something like that before lunch, after the coffee break, and after that we break for a sumptuous lunch, and then I think a whole lot of the agenda after ice breaking, there is good and bad mistakes as well. There are some good mistakes as well. You'll be surprised to know from him. In fact, first time I was also thinking, what is good mistake? Mistake is a mistake. But it is a surprise. Actually, I request a few of the CEOs also to, even though they came for the inaugural session, to stay back till the lunch. All of us should stay back till the lunch and have his wonderful pre-lunch session also. The cost of mistakes, error traps, booby trap jaisa. Human errors, what intentional, unintentional. Of course, the Pokayok, most popular concept. Case studies, that is very interesting. A lot of case studies, I think we have never heard, you are going to hear from him. The human errors, DI and warning letters. And then the post-lunch, once we have a break, we have very great interactive sessions. Of course, there will be fun and recap, activity. Each and everybody will be touched upon. Don't see that it is a classroom workshop. Each and every delegate will be touched upon. You will be asked questions, you will be asked to write things, write one human error from your perspective, what could be the probable reason, and how to overcome. The Beda is now going to tell you. You are going to tell us. Each of you are going to tell us. The good review practice, procedure versus practice gap, and the remedy. It is more important. And then the recap and activity. And it is the best of the day is going to come in the last. The top learnings of the day, each of you are going to write. And then we'll have a proper interaction with all of you. After that, we have a 4 sessions with the feedback and then the conclusion. You all will be getting a proper the certificate of conclusion. You have to stay till the end. It is for you. You paid for it. We are not asked any sponsorships. We only paid for ourselves to run this great mega show today. I wish all of you get benefited from this definitely. And it is unfair on my part not to convey my sincere thanks apart from the guest of honor, the man of the day, our Madan Mohan Reddy brother sir, and Rajbanu sir, and our own Harish ji. You have from Faba team, the COO and the General Secretary, both of them, Gandla Jagdish and also the Dr. Ratnakar, our industry doyens. I'm sorry, actually I'm missing, I think, Bhaskar Reddy, Sridhar Reddy, Anora, Ramakrishna, all of them. They told they're coming, they must be in the audience also. I spoke to Dr. Partha Reddy gar also yesterday. He sent a team of around 6-7 people already. And listening from our doyens of industry. My sincere thanks to you for making this a big success. And on my behalf, Pasham Madhu is the executive assistant of me. He is single-handedly handling. I think you will have, he is the person who has been in contact with you. I don't know, he's staying outside or inside, I'm not sure. My colleagues, my general manager production, Mr. Satish Chaudhary, my quality head, Mr. Vishnu Kumar, apart from the team, if I forget Ms. Divya, he's the head of the admin and the regulatory at Faba. I think without all these people, I think it is just impossible to conduct this session. I'm sure this inaugural session is something different. I think Beda will agree. Initially, he was a little hesitant when I told there will be an inaugural session separately. Normally, training workshops and all, there won't be the formal introduction, inaugural sessions, etc. No formalities. Straight away jump into the classroom. But you will agree definitely how much the wisdom, how much they enriched after speaking from the doyens like Madan Mohan Reddy, practically he spoke, and the Director Generals for the drug regulatory and also Pharmaxil and other captains of industry, they spoke. I'm very sure the words from them are a part of this training. You will agree with me. And whatever you have learned from this also, probably Beda will ask you during the interaction what we learned. I think you must make sure that this is taken in a good spirit and go back, share the knowledge. He is going to hand over all the nice booklets, literature, everything. And we will be in touch with you. The FOPE administrations will be in touch with you so that your feedback will be passed on to our trainer also. And we'll be in touch. We will not leave you just like this. And you take this message forward and to your friends through your personally or social media or any other, so that this good message be spread for the benefit of the pharmaceutical industry. Definitely, I'm sure you all will be benefiting a lot once again. I wish a day-long wonderful sessions ahead. We break for coffee after this. I'll have to see off my the guests of honor, and I request Beda to stay with all the registrants, delegates during the coffee break. Please be with us. We'll be there. I will come back. Some of us will come back to witness your the sessions also. So with that, once again, this concludes the inaugural session. Thank you very much once of all, everybody, all the registrants in particular, sparing your time to learn something. And we conclude this with a national anthem. Thank you very much.
जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल गायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Sound killing, yeah.